All right, we'll just right into the news. We'll just
Yeah.
literally Leo. The second we're done with one, just load the next one.
Yep.
So,
Totally.
Doom.
Yep. So get ready for some serious multiverse mayhem this summer because Doctor Doom is about to face himself. Marvel just announced Doom 2099 is a one shot dropping this July and is bringing a mysterious future version of Doctor Doom to our present day. So this isn't going to be just a friendly family reunion. The book comes from Frank Tieri, and you know him from his stellar work on Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk, and exciting newcomer artist Delio Diaz making his Marvel debut. So here's what's happening in Doom 2099, traveling back in time. Nobody's quite sure whose side he's on. Is he here to help his past self, or is he planning to take the other Doom out? Either way is triggered a massive response from the future with an absolutely wild team assembling to stop them. So the lineup, check this out, is Old Man Logan, Rachel Summers as Phoenix, Bishop, Cosmic Ghost Rider, the Maestro, and Deathlock. So this is an incredible roster and is coming together to prevent either Doom from gaining more power and possibly becoming the new Sorcerer Supreme. Thierry, known throughout his career as a villains guy, couldn't resist the opportunity to write not just one but two versions of Marvel's greatest villain. And as he put it, it was an offer I couldn't refuse. So the big question is, what's Doom 2099's actual mission? So according to Thierry, fans are going to be surprised by the answer. And look for Doom 2099 #1 hitting shelves July 23rd. And so cover arts here. This is the main cover by Derek Chu. And we're getting a variant by Ken Lashley.
Mhm.
And check this out. We're going to get a foil variant by Dan Punazian.
Nice.
So make sure you hit your LCS and get this on your pull list. Doom 2099.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it same mask, different task?
Time will tell.
Yeah.
All right. Cue up the next one. I'm excited about this. Nemesis. Okay, so if you're a fan of Millar World and whatnot, you're gonna love this book because uh, Mark Millar is literally continuing what he's been going on with this character, his evil version of Batman. This time, this is the newest series, Nemesis Forever. So you have Mark teaming up with Matteo Scalera, who last collaborated with him on The Ambassadors, along with colorist Giovanna Nero from the Magic Order Volume 5, Clem Robbins, who was working on Huck, Big Bad World, for this five-part series with covers there by Scalera, and with that and a black and white and a Jay Lee illustrated variant for issue 1, as seen right there. So Nemesis Forever. Nemesis is now, again, the world's most dangerous man. He's made himself not only that, but he's also now one of the richest. So he's no longer content with just terrorizing the forces of law and order. His new plan is wreaking havoc on his enemies, a lot of them that he's earned from last year or the year before's big Millar World crossover, big game, and seizing control of the world itself and enslaving humanity with super technology. So his plan for world domination will unfold with Nemesis Forever issue 1, which is arriving in comic shops August 27th. So should be, yeah,
Nice.
no, it's going to be really fucking good. Next up, Carrie,
Me.
I know, and this is spinning out of something you're very passionate about, so go for it.
Yeah. So if you're like me and you've been reading the Hello Darkness anthologies from Boom Studios, you're probably already familiar with Garth Ennis and Becky Cloonan's ongoing saga, The War. It's been put up in pieces at the end of each of the books, and since it garnered a lot of attention, the folks over at Boom decided they were going to make it a limited series on its own, and it's going to be hitting your shelves of your LCS on July 30th. This collection starts with the first 3 parts that were in Hello Darkness being put into an oversized issue that has 37 pages telling the somewhat abrasive and kind of uncomfortable story of a group of folks worrying about the very real possibility of nuclear war in their world and the various plans and actions that they take. There's a big fear factor in this going on because where they're set, there's a good chance that something could happen in this way, but it plays out a bit in a horror theme, but more than that, the dynamic between the group just becomes more and more broken, and the value of their friendships and relationships are put to the test already in the first issue where we've been watching them, whether it be dismissing somebody because it's easier than listening to them or worrying about them. You're like, oh, he's doing his own thing, that his choice, out of my life now, kind of thing. I don't have to deal with that guilt on top of everything else. And it shows a very realistic rearrangement of the social and romantic ties in the face of something as dreadful as this. Um, so, along with Ennis writing and Cloonan's interior art, she did the main covers you can see here. And then the next cover over, Tula Lute has gifted us with this beautiful cover. And
Nice.
it's the last one that we have available, but Trevor Hairsign should be posting up his variant cover as well quite soon. And once again, you can pick this up on July 30th. And
Nice.
it is really good what we've read so far. So I'm glad that it's being taken out of just being an anthology and being made into its own book, because I think it was kind of the taste test,
Hmm.
out there. Do people want it? Do people keep following
Totally.
it? Okay. Now we can put something else in that little area and
Hmm.
give this its own book. So
Nice.
it totally deserves it. I loved it.
It was a very different story because instead of focusing on, apocalyptic battles and whatnot, you really saw the societal collapse and the people behind it. It's not just,
Yeah,
you know, what we've seen
it's very
before. So,
personal.
great. Very, yeah, very
And like
personal.
I said, it's very uncomfortable, but but in a good way. Like,
Hmm.
it feels real in that
Yeah.
way. You connect more when it's
Yeah. And so, and speaking of other big things, um, Leo, I believe you're going to report about a latest milestone issue from Marvel.
Milestone. Yes. Okay, this is going to be for all the lunar legionnaires. Is that a thing? I
Yeah.
don't. Yeah. Okay, so we've got some massive Moon Knight news. So this July, Moon Knight hits its incredible milestone,
Hmm.
the 50th anniversary and his 250th issue. So Marvel is celebrating with an oversized special Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu number 10, and you
Hmm.
totally don't want to miss this one. So if you've been following Jed MacKay's run since 2021, you already know it's been one of the most acclaimed takes on a character ever. MacKay has completely redefined Marc Spector's mission and mythology. And we actually covered the transition from, I think, from the original to Jed a long time ago.
Yeah.
Definitely redefined it and a lot better. So now he's setting up for what might be the most ambitious story yet. For this landmark issue, MacKay is teaming up with the rising star artist Devil Maya Promanek to deliver, and I apologize if I got that wrong, what's being is billed as the biggest battle of Marc Spector's life. So a decisive showdown with the new supervillain Achilles Fairchild. So this isn't just explosive finale to the current storyline, it's also laying the groundwork for Moon Knight's future. MacKay himself sounds pretty stoked about the journey, saying he's thrilled about how the series has allowed him to develop characters and connect with the fans in ways he never experienced before. And speaking of connections to the past, there's going to be a variant cover. We'll talk about that in a second. So if you remember his iconic 90s Moon Knight work, you'll know this is totally a big deal by Stephen Platt. And the
Hmm.
special issue drops July 16th. And with a main cover by David Parator and additional variants by Platt, E.M. Jice, and we'll go over them right now. So what you're seeing right now is the David Parator main cover. And then this is going to be the variant by Stephen Platt.
Nice. That's very 90s.
Yeah. And again, this is going to be July 16th. So coming up fast. Make sure you add it to your pull list.
Absolutely. Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. 250 issues. Good for him. All right. Next up is me again, bringing on the bad guys. All right. So, this is a big one that's been dropped. So Marvel's greatest supervillains are gonna basically, if they're already stealing our attention, so in June with Bring On the Bad Guys. So this is a 7-part saga celebrating 50-year legacy of the Bring On the Bad Guys trade paperback. So celebrating that story in June, Emmy Award-winning writer Mark Guggenheim and a smattering of other acclaimed artists are basically starting it off with bringing on the bad guys. Doom issue 1, so that's going to be Guggenheim with artist Stefano Raphael, and then there are also 3 others. So you're going to have bringing on the bad guys: Green Goblin, bad guys Abomination, and bad guys Loki. So this is all from a lineup of superstar creators, spearheaded by Guggenheim himself, who will write the opening and the closing chapter, along with the backup story in each issue, shedding light on Mephisto's overarching scheme and a mysterious new villain known only as Sister Sorrow. So what we first saw there originally was Green Goblin issue 1, which is by Guggenheim, Ethan S. Parker, and Griffin Sheridan. Carrie, that's the team, as you know, from Please Don't Kill Your Darlings, with art by Matteo Delafonte, and Leo, cover by Lee Bermejo. So basically, we're going to learn in that book a new piece of Norman Osborn's villainous history, being that he is the most terrifying villain in the Marvel Universe thanks to a deal with Mephisto. But what does the Soul Forge have to do with it? In Bring On the Bad Guys, Abomination, Guggenheim's teaming up with our great Philip Kennedy Johnson, with art by Sergio De Vidilla, with another cover by Lee Bermejo. Teaming up to discuss Emil Blonsky, who was never one to turn down a fight, whether it's to fell the mighty Grootslag for exchange for his freedom in Wakanda prison, or collecting a soul on behalf of Mephisto for a mysterious boon. He's always the monster for the job, and he's going to prove it once and for all. And last but not least, Bring On the Bad Guys Loki by Guggenheim and Anthony Oliveira, with an art by an ad-released artist, with a cover again by Lee Bermejo. These are all, by the way, available in July. So Groblin is on the 2nd, Abomination is on the 16th, and this is on the 30th. So Loki is the god of mischief, Mephisto the lord of lies. In a centuries-old battle of wits, Loki needs of a favor. In exchange, Mephisto commands him to retrieve a soul, one belonging to an agent of Khonshu. But no one tells Loki what to do. So these are all top-notch creators. This sounds awesome, celebrating a great book from Marvel history. So if you got money to burn in July, I would put it down on these guys.
Awesome.
And breaking out first in that, there's a Doom book as well. The first one of the
yes,
Bad Guys.
apologies, Terry. Thank you.
And that's also a Lee Bermejo covered.
Yes,
Leo.
I apologize. Yeah, they for some reason didn't share that. So apologies. But yes, thank you, Carrie, for reminding me of that. Okay, but yeah,
I just have to say I absolutely love it that you're saying Mephisto now. I'm very proud of you.
I hate you. All right, moving on to the next. Carrie, I know you're excited about this book, being the book fan that you are.
All right. So, yet another small creative team is bringing their talents together to form a new line of comics undiscovered through Amazing Comics. Joe Quesada and Charles Dorfman, who wrote, directed, and produced Barbarians, as well as produced The Lost Daughter, will be using this line to transform various Shakespeare plays, dropping them into new worlds with fantastical elements. You'll be keeping the original characters and the themes that Shakespeare used in his work, but expect the settings and mechanics of how the world works to be different from back in the Bard's day. The first book we're going to get, if you want to go ahead, it's the only other picture, is Disciple, and that will be their retelling of Hamlet, with Quesada and Dorfman both getting writing credits, and Quesada providing the art for inker Wade von Graubacher, colors by Richard Isenhoff, and lettering by Joe Carmagna. According to Quesada, upcoming undiscovered stories will span genres like sci-fi, horror, hard-boiled crime fiction, war, and fantasy. These stories may jump across genres, centuries, and who knows, even planets, but they're all grounded in the same world, ours. We've got an amazing slate of talents already on board, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. In the weeks ahead and months ahead, we'll be announcing even more creators joining the fold, and soon the projects they'll be bringing to life. Now, some of these people are already with other creator-owned companies, so it's great to see that they're kind of all being friends with each other. Some of the amazing comics, feature comics, are going to be written by some of the biggest names in entertainment, the comic book industries, including Derek Kolstad, the writer and creator of John Wick and Nobody, J. Michael Straczynski, Stephen Paul Judd, the writer of Dark Winds and Echo television shows, Christopher Priest, Garth Ennis, Ethan Sachs, and Charles Dorfman, as we mentioned already. And this just looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. If you're a fan of, like cross-genre stuff, if you want to see a story that's been told before, told in a really fascinating way, and drawn by Joe Quesada. Oh my God. This is the way to go. This is going to be gorgeous. And they have some very, very smart people writing. So I don't think I'm going to be disappointed. I'm going to be looking forward to this. So
Absolutely.
yeah, everybody go out, check it out. It's July 23rd. No, wait, I totally lied. That's the next one I'm doing. This one I'm not sure of the date on, but yeah, it's coming out soon. So go talk to people. Get everybody.
Thanks, Carrie. All right.
You're welcome.
All right.
I scroll down. I'm like, it's this date. Oh no, that's my next story.
It's okay. All right. So we're wrapping up the news. So Leo, tell us. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
So go for it.
So I mean, we talked about, Invincible having a resurgence. Predators totally having a resurgence as well. There's been a bunch of Predator books. There was some DC books as well, plus some new movies. Prey, Badlands looks totally awesome. So the Predators now are taking their invasion to a whole new level. Marvel just announced Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. It's going to be a 5-issue series launching August, and it promises to be an explosive finale to Benjamin Percy's interconnected Predator saga. So yes, the title means exactly what you think it is. It's gonna so if you've been following along, you know that this cosmic grudge match started with Predator versus Wolverine. Then it escalated to Predator versus Black Panther, and just hit new heights with Predator versus Spider-Man.
Yep.
I totally need to check that out. So which dropped in stores this week. So I got to pick that up. Now Percy is teaming up again with artist Marcelo Ferreira for what looks like the most brutal chapter yet. So this time it's not just a one-on-one showdown. We're talking about an entire Predator army invading Earth. The Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, nobody's safe as these alien hunters claim our planet as their personal game preserve. And here's the kicker. They're armed with vibranium weapons and have a mysterious human ally helping them out. I wonder who's going to be. So Percy isn't pulling any punches either. When asked about the title, he made it crystal clear that title is not a misdirection. This one's going to hurt. He promises shocking deaths, unexpected twists, and the introduction of a terrifying Predator King. The first issue drops August 13th with a cover by the legendary Laniel Francis Yu. That's what you're seeing here now. And this is shaping up to be Marvel's most devastating crossover event of the summer. So definitely put it on your pull list, August 13th for Predator Kills the Marvel Universe. And hopefully we don't get a Ugg Gwen, panel in this one.
Keep that up. Keep that up for a second.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so with the trident off to the side, like halfway through, it just occurred to me that this is like Predator Aquaman. Like he's got the green and then the gold scales and then the trident in the back. I'm just like, Yes,
Well,
he is.
he
He is
killed the
Red
DC universe first, and then he's coming over to Marvel. So he
Oh my
skinned
god.
Aquaman. You know,
No, no. I'm shutting this
When
down.
does he fight Deadpool? When is that
he
going to
got his
happen?
fillet
Because
knife. You know,
All right. You guys can wax your fan theories later. We still got to do the Kickstarters, so let's wrap up the news. I'm
fun.
especially excited about this. This is awesome. Dynamite announced that Disney's Gargoyles, well, the series based on the beloved '90s show, is going to cross over with the Fantastic Four this October. So this is going to be produced by the original Dynamite era Gargoyles team, Greg Weisman, artist George Kamadias, and letterer Jeff Eckleberry. So Weisman says this is a tale of clan and family. He can't wait to bring this to comics. He said it just feels right. So the synopsis is key members of the Manhattan Clan, including Goliath, Elisa Maza, Brooklyn, Katana, and Nashville have been all invited on a tour of one of the most impressive technologically advanced buildings in their adopted home, New York, the Baxter Building. Everything will, of course, go awry when a cast of foes from both mythos are going to cross, including Cold Steel, the Gargoyle, aka Yuri Topolov, and the Deadly Annihilus. Um, Apparently, we're going to see all kinds of things. Franklin and Valeria Richards bonding with Nash, at least until everything loses its shit. Then all families, the Fantastic Four, and the Gargoyles. So Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Thing, Human Torch, Broadway, Angela are going to team up, splitting into teams, saving the day across Manhattan, the negative zone, and beyond. This is awesome. Please stay tuned for this. Cannot freaking wait for this in October. I can literally hear the Gargoyles theme song as I'm talking to you about it. So, yeah, awesome.
Gargoyles in the negative zone would be pretty fantastic. I think
I'm,
that would.
I'm Carrie. I'm really excited to see what we got here. It's going to be fucking great. So, and then with
Yeah,
Greg Weisman, who was one of the big creators working on the show back in the day, how can we do any wrong? Like this is going to be so much fun. So let's go.
oh yeah,
Um, All right, so Carrie, you're wrapping up the news. So
yep.
what's scaring us in the comic hall?
All right. So, Syzygy Publishing, an imprint of Image Comics, is bestowing upon us a delightful looking anthology about comic book conventions and the hidden horrors one might find at them, kind of like we were talking about before. Um, Taking all of the typical con experiences, such as grail hunting, getting backstage, hitting the big panels, camping out overnight to be early in the lines, and all of the other con highlights, which I'm hoping personally someone covers con funk, brain, crud, and recovery.
Hmm.
Co-writer and publisher Chris Ryle is calling it a love letter to con culture and a way to release all of the horrors that the creators have dealt with in the sometimes overwhelming world of conventions. This is called Dread the Hall H. Um, Issue number one is composed of 4 stories written by Ryle and co-creator Jordan Hart, with art by Nelson Daniel from Dying is Easy, Peter Kowalski from Creepshow, Jimmy Kukaj from Come Find Me, and Chris Anderson from Heavy Metal. Um, they're just writing a bunch of really fun horror stories that take place inside of comic conventions. And like, what can go awry if you don't follow the rules or you end up in that one door that took you to the wrong place? Oh no. See, something like that could happen to you. You don't want that to happen to you.
You
Don't
don't.
follow that guy around. You don't.
Nope.
He needs a shower really bad.
Yes, he does.
And yes, he does. But the covers that we have, if you go back to the beginning real quick, the first one is by Maria Wolf.
Mhm.
Uh, the next is I'm like by Daniel or Nelson Daniel, and then the last is the hardcover.
Nice.
So yeah, and they should be on shelves. This is the one that will be on shelves on July 23rd, and it's already for pre-order. So you can get your hall pass one, you can get your waiting in line one, or whatever you'd like. It's going to be super
Cool.
fun.
Nice.
Yeah, and I thought it was like Dread, because they had all the holiday ones, Deck the Halls, Dread the Halls, but Dread the Hall H was, I thought that was especially clever. I was very
Indeed.
proud of them for that. I don't know.
All right.
That's just
Well,
it's one of those
no, thank you,
things.
Carrie. That
So
sounds awesome. So definitely something worth haunting the halls.
Hey,